Hey you all, I have some news. I found out, well, there's lots of news actually. I guess the biggest news is I get my new band on November 1st at 7:30. That's too far away really. I was hoping that I'd be able to get it in the middle of October, but he's booked solid through that date. So actually I could have chosen October 31st, but I don't know, it was a little spooky thinking about getting a new band on Halloween. I didn't want any tricks, so I decided not to go for October 31st and I picked November 1st. Besides, if I end up naming this band, I only thought if I had it on Halloween that Frankenstein would probably be appropriate, and I didn't want a band named Frankenstein. So anyway, it is November the 1st at 7:30 a.m. and I am super excited and relieved, apprehensive, very apprehensive. I am not the kind of person that has things go wrong. I'm a rule follower, whether that's in my life, my personal life, just everything. I mean, I've always been the one that when I was growing up, they called me a chicken, a baby, a whatever, because I always followed the rules way before seatbelts were the law. I wore a seatbelt. I just don't have things go wrong. I'm going to knock on wood. I've never had a broken bone. I'm precautious, and it's just really weird to me. I never dreamed that I would be the person that would end up with lap band issues, but I did. So that just proves it can happen to anybody. What else? Oh, the other news that I was going to tell you about is, remember when originally we applied for insurance to have my lap band removed, and they responded that yes, they would remove it, reposition it, or remove it and replace it. And I thought, oh, this can't be right. They're not going to pay for me to get a new lap band. My original rules said that you could only have one bariatric surgery in your lifetime with the insurance to pay for it. So anyway, much to my surprise, they did say that they would pay for it. My surgeon's office was a bit baffled too. So they sent back, even though they got the confirmation the first time, they sent back and said, let's clarify, you're really going to pay for this surgery 2 months down the road. So we'd been waiting on that. They submitted it on September the 2nd. And I had been calling insurance, and saying, have you received it? Have you received it? And they were leading me to believe, we already told you once, yes, it's covered. But my surgeon's office and I both wanted something in writing. So in the meantime, I start checking out our insurance benefits for next year, which start in July. October's open enrollment. So you start seeing what the new benefits are going to be and have a choice for your plans. And lo and behold, bariatric surgery is put back into our plan. I guess I should have said, if you didn't catch this in another video, bariatric surgery was taken out of our insurance options in the year of 2011. So they've put it back in. In addition, they have also added replacement, or what would you call it? I can't think of the word that they use. Meaning that if something goes wrong with the surgery, or with your chosen surgery, for instance, my slip lap band, that I could actually choose a different type of surgery. They don't have the sleeve listed as a choice. They have R&Y, lap band, and the Switch DS. And as I understand it, I'm not an expert on it, but I understand the first part of the DS is actually a sleeve. I'm curious if they're exactly the same or just very similar. But nonetheless, had the sleeve been an option, I might have waited until January and gone for the sleeve instead of the lap band. But I'm just happy to have a lap band, and the reason that I originally chose the lap band was because I was thinking, what if something goes wrong? Choose the safe route. You always choose the safe route. And so although I know it's not technically safe, there's always things that can go wrong, and it's seriously wrong. But I thought for me it was the safest option. So anyway, at this point in the game, I'm glad I chose it, because that's why I did, because if anything goes wrong, I wanted to be able to have it taken out. Now that always leaves the question, did something go wrong? Because there's the more probability with a lap band than there is with a sleeve or whatever. And so I was more likely to have something go wrong. I don't know. But nonetheless, I'm just glad that that's what I chose. And at this point, what can I do anyway? Because what's done is done. Let's see. What else? It's amazing to me, if they say that lap band slips and issues come up in less than 2%, and I don't know if that's an actual statistic. Probably where you look, there might be different things. But anyway, I saw very few people that had lap band issues prior to when I announced that my lap band had slipped. I'd seen a couple, and from slip to infection or whatever. But I kid you not, people are coming out of the woodwork, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. That sounds kind of bad. I don't want anybody to not feel like they can send me a message and tell me what's going on, because I love having other people to talk about it that can relate to what I'm going through. But I bet you I've had, I don't know, I'd have to go back, 12 maybe, 10 to 12 to 15 people that have gotten in contact with me and said, I don't make videos, but I've been watching your videos and I have a slip band also, or my band was removed 6 months ago, or I'm in the process right now of determining if my band is slipped, or my band is slipped and I am completely unfilled right now, and if I don't get it, when they fill it or whatever, then I might have to have my band removed. I kid you not. And most of the people are people that are not YouTubers that make videos. Although I've also noticed, maybe it's because I'm more heightened to it, that there are more YouTubers that are making videos saying, I've got a slipped band. I don't think, I've seen a couple who've had their band come out, taken out, but most people have been unfilled and waiting to see how that works for them when they start to fill it back in. It seems like most of the people that have been contacting me are about 2 years out. However, one person who contacted me was only 9 months out and has a slipped band that was confirmed by her surgeon. So apparently it's more common than we knew when we all started into this. Is there something about, a couple years ago, this surgery was the most popular, one of the most popular. So a lot of us were banded in that time frame, and now starting to see the effects, a couple years out. Or is it just coincidence that, I'm making videos and talking about this and other people are seeing them, and it's that, very small part of the population with a slip band that I'm getting to talk to and interact with. So anyway, I don't know what it means. I did have a conversation with my surgeon, and I can't remember exactly how I phrased it. I said something about, are you seeing, originally you weren't seeing that many slipped bands, and this isn't his exact words, but something to the effect of, as more time has gone on and more people have been banded, they're seeing it more. So that would mean, I guess, that's logic, probability. The more you have, the more chances that there are that there could be that. So I don't know what all that means, and I don't have time to solve all the issues of the world. I'm having hard enough time taking care of me. I'd like to do another video on exactly what I've learned in this past probably 8 months with little to zero restriction, and a month, 6 weeks, whatever, with no band. I'll briefly touch on it now, and then I'll try and do a different video on that. It is extremely hard. I thought it was hard prior to having my band removed. There's no comparison. I was able to maintain my weight, and I'd complain and whine about gain 4 pounds, lose 5 pounds, or whatever. Without my band, it's like gain 5 pounds, gain 5 pounds. It's not a matter of that I can go back and get myself under control. trying to explain it. I was thinking about that a while ago, what it's like. It's maybe it's hard to remember exactly how I ate before, and I didn't have a lot of videos on my eating habits for the year prior. This was after I started keeping track afterwards. But the best way I can describe it is that I'm hungrier than heck. I feel, I mean, my stomach growls, it's empty, it's a pit, and I used to always get lightheaded and kind of dizzy. It wasn't a sugar issue, I don't think. It's just how I felt when I was hungry, and I feel that again. And then when I feel that, and I feel it, it can be sometimes less than 2 hours, an hour maybe, after a meal, I feel that. And then I make bad choices because I want to shovel stuff in. When I had my band, I still had the cravings, but I knew, it's hard to describe. Maybe some of you that have a band know what I'm talking about and can describe it better than I can right now. But when I had my band, I would still have a craving for something, even if it was head hunger, but a small portion of it would satisfy me and I could move on, and I wasn't going to be able to eat it, or I was satisfied. Now I make a bad choice, and maybe I was making some of the same choices before. Maybe. I think they're worse choices now because I'm hungry, and then I go after whatever I can get. And that's last night. This was probably one of the worst, but I'll be honest about it. I couldn't find anything that looked like it was going to be a substantial stomach filler around here, which probably going to the store would help, but I thought keeping less in here would be good. But I probably need some high protein fillers, even if they are a little higher calorie in a big portion. But anyway, get down to it, April. I had a graham cracker, a chocolate graham cracker that I put Cool Whip on, and then I squirted Hershey syrup on top of that, and I had 2 of those. And I mean, I wasn't necessarily, it shouldn't have been time to eat something, you know. It was just, I wanted it. My stomach was hungry and telling me that I wanted to eat, and so I went in the kitchen, and that's what I did. I don't have anything to say stop to help me to realize that it's a foolish decision, and my band did that for me. So I'll do another video. I need to really reflect and take some notes and write down what I've learned in this past 8 or 9 months that have been the craps. But anyway, good news is November 1st, and can't get here quick enough if you ask me. And I'll also do a video on what it means to be banded a second time from my viewpoint. I'm terrified of another band slip. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Oh, a lot of new subscribers. Thank you guys. I don't know if something's catching your eye with the concept of the band slip. I know I've had several new subscribers that also have slip bands, but some that haven't. So anyway, if you need somebody to talk to or an ear to listen, just send me a message. If you're just starting to have band issues and you haven't been checked out, see your doctor. Nobody else can give you advice on that, and you can't get the true opinion you need just by watching videos. So see your doctor. Earlier is better than later if you want to try and stop some kind of a problem head on. So I will talk to you soon. Goodbye and best wishes.